Welcome aboard our home and trawler, Sea Venture. Join us and the crew as we travel, explore, and experience all the world has to offer. We hope your time with us entertains, inspires you to live the life of your dreams. If we can do it, you can do it. So let's cast off the lines and head out for our next adventure. All right, welcome to part 2 of our shrimping video. Hope you all enjoyed part 1. Now you can watch part 2 and see what we caught that day. If you haven't seen part 1, if you go watch part 1, part 2 will make a lot more sense because I don't think we're going to review what we covered in part 1. Let's get going with part 2 and see the process of actually getting the shrimp on the boat and where we go from there.
Oh my word.
Yeah.
See one.
There, one over here.
Oh wow. Holy crap. Holy smokes.
All right, let's talk about what's called bycatch. Bycatch is for commercial fishermen what they catch that they're not fishing for. And it could be other kinds of fish, or it could be the species they're targeting, like in our case, striped shrimp, but undersized or too small. That stuff they're catching that you don't want to catch is called bycatch. It's related to all fisheries, have some level of bycatch.
Some of the steps we noticed to minimize bycatch are, first of all, the green mesh that we the orange mesh that we talked about early on that has the holes that don't allow the bigger fish to get in to the net. Another step is the first thing in sorting shrimp is getting rid of all the small little fishes that were caught in the net. And many of those are still alive, and they return them to the sea, and hopefully they make it, and if they don't, the birds are there.
Yep, so that's the first thing that happened when the shrimp hit the sorting table. All hands on deck, get as much of the bycatch back in the water as quickly as possible. Mm-hmm. So while we were working feverishly doing that, Rosie was working feverishly filming the birds, which also get fed then, so it's not really wasted, including the eagles, woohoo, that were following us. Yeah. I don't see a lot of little stuff again.
Nope, it was good throw, it was good tow.
Wait.
Ready?
All right. Oh my God, there's eagles, Jim. Oh my gosh, you got a crab.
It's a small Dungeness, it's a female.
Yeah. Well, I'll be darned.
Can I throw it in there?
Yeah, absolutely. And what's this guy?
It's a ratfish.
Rat
It's got a spot, he can really nail you with that
Tail?
on the end.
Wow. Here's a little guy. I like the circles on his little thing. Yeah. let the sorting begin. Tell us what you're doing, Jim.
What?
What are you doing?
Oh, I'm just sorting. Here, picking out the keepers versus the non-keepers, just by size. Here's this little sorter tray over there too. We wanted to try to use that if we need it, but.
All right.
Right, unlike historically, they don't box these things in wooden boxes and leave them on deck anymore. Instead, they sort them and right on board the boat, either manually or with what's called a shaker machine that one of the boats here in Wrangell has.
After sorting, the next step is boxing.
Put a little out. I like half of it.
Yeah, that's good.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably want that end up. There you go. What part do you need to do?
Oh, this is fine. This is fine. We'll talk through it. We'll probably.
If there's any profanity, you get paid extra because that's color.
Yeah. So once they're boxed up and each box is weighed for a very specific amount of shrimp, they're put into the flash freezer on board the boat that freezes them to minus 30 degrees in just a couple hours. And this freezes to 40 below zero?
About 30.
30 below zero?
Yeah.
And how long?
So how long does it take till they're frozen?
We'll be pulling these out tonight.
Wow.
It's about three and a half hours, somewhere in there.
Cool.
It'll cycle here and go to minus 20, 25 as soon as it kicks on. So
Once they're frozen to minus 30 degrees, they come out of the freezer for what they call glazing.
Oh, you can feel the cold coming out of there.
it's minus probably 25. See that? With the cold air coming out. And here's the magic stick.
Put them on the stack the same way. Everything. So I can open the box and have them turn it around.
Right.
And how much did we get today?
200 pounds.
Almost 200 pounds, just under 200 pounds. And I was like, you know, one toe, wonderful.
Top. And if it's a little stuck, I use pressure. And then here it's kind of flash frozen. We're going to dip it in salted fresh water. So the salt in
it's
there.
salted fresh water.
Yeah. So and I go like this and drain it out. And Bill will take it away from me, but he's not going to do it. No. Okay.
And then he closes them up and
So that is
All right.
the process.
one more time. Open
Over
it
and
up.
over and over and over.
And what does this do?
Okay, the shrimp are frozen, and this puts a layer of ice
Glaze.
on the shrimp. That's a glaze. So it's commercial operations glaze their frozen whole product also. And this
Keeps it from like getting the freezer burned or anything like
keeps
that?
the oxygen off of the thing. So,
Okay.
Um,
But the key is the shrimp is frozen first, otherwise it would just absorb the water.
well, not absorb, it wouldn't stick.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the key. Freeze it and just, yeah.
And the boxes are okay with it because they're waxed boxes?
Well, they've got a little bit of plasticizer on them, so it doesn't, it's not like it's just paper. It's got a little strength to it. And what the neat thing is, these are not, there's coated label stock. I can tell you these aren't. These are plain paper, and it, for that little bit, it doesn't soak up any of that water. So. That's it.
I'll try seafood. Let's go to the buyer.
Then the boxes are packed into freezer cases and taken to the airport. I thought I was so fabulously capturing that. And once again, I pulled the old,
It's not on.
it's not on set. Yes. Like, well, at least you have 5 more to go. I got 5 more tries here. This camera teases me sometimes. It beeps that it's when I open it, and then I think it's on and it's not on, and that's the end of that. Oh well, it's okay.
So did you definitely hear the wind last night?
Oh my gosh, woke up to it this morning.
Yeah.
It was howling. The
You
high
predicted
we
it.
got was 42 and a half or something at the
Yeah.
boat. On standby. It's like, oh great. I just wanted to have the little lid on the top and then tape it up, and it's all finished and off to the airport. There we go.
Hang on a second. I don't like that.
This again?
Well, this kind of cut off sides. You know, it's good.
I don't know, an extra piece of tape.
Perfectly legal.
Yeah.
White tape. That's going to add a half an ounce
No.
shipping weight.
She's paying for the shipping.
So these fishermen also have to find a buyer for these shrimp. So whether it be a farmer's market or store or whatever, they're also on the phone and trying to make arrangements and you know, do everything you have to do in a business to sell their end product. So they know where to ship it to and collect and all those kind of things.
In the Fishing Vessel Martina's case, they do have a Facebook page, and I'll show it to you. And here they sell their shrimp at a local farmer's market in Bellingham, Washington, but they also take orders to ship around the world.
Yep. So after all the sorting, there's a certain size shrimp that they can sell and a certain size they can't sell. So these undersized shrimp, they either they have a network of local families that can use them, and so they give them away. They don't sell them. They give them away so that they all get used. Or in the case when the day that we went, we got to keep a bunch of the bycatch and to bring home to Sea Venture, little guys, and work on them.
All right, Jim, explain what you're up to.
Well, I'm taking the heads off. These guys, striped shrimp, these are the undersized ones. So the ones that we box up and freeze and are sold are larger, and these are the undersized ones. And so they kind of get distributed amongst us and the crew. And I'm simply taking the heads off. And to do that, let me show you here. Let me grab one and we'll do it. Take the shrimp, we grab it right at the body that where you're going to eat and the head, and simply twist. And they come off. So like I said, these are really too small for them to sell, but we don't want them to go to waste. So they're great for us. They just take more time to shell and more time to do this process, but that's okay. We got nothing else to do but edit YouTube video. So we're good.
And they're free.
We'll do this.
And
got my wine over here. It's a dark outside, pouring down rain. Wind is blowing.
Gale force forecast.
Yeah, gale force winds outside here in the marina.
Barkley, honey, back off. Thank you.
Oh, the kids really like the shrimp.
Yes, they do. And they always get a sacrificial shrimp to play with.
Yeah, while we're doing this.
So at any rate, you can see what Jim's come up with there. And we have some piles here. They're just going to go in the freezer, except for the batch we're going to saute for dinner tonight. So.
Yep, I think today we actually took 22 pounds of these little guys, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's undersized, though. It's not very much. It's like 20% of the total catch is undersized. So that's not too bad at all. And we don't want to take any of their shrimp they would sell. So we're just happy with the little guys. Time for dinner after our day of commercial shrimp crewing, where we stood around and filmed all day and then helped sort shrimp. So what are we having for dinner? Man, shrimp. Salad, mashed potatoes. So it was a lot of fun. A great day. Now we get to pick at shrimp and, dare I say, watch some YouTube videos. Woo! That's what we're going to do this evening. All right. You guys have a great dinner too. So on this day, we caught about 200 pounds of shrimp that we boxed up that night. And the whole day took from about 9 a.m. till 7 p.m. or so. Since that day that we filmed that, they have had some days where they captured as much as 800 pounds of shrimp. And Martina is so close to us at the dock here, we can see them come and go and work. And you know, they're very early morning to very late at night working hard to bring this shrimp to the market and handle all the phases of the business. So Rosie and I had a great time seeing what they do. And I know that the trawling and the idea of the bycatch can people can be uncertain about that or uncomfortable with that. But I think it's important to learn and realize where our food sources come from, whether it be seafood or chicken or beef or whatever. And personally, I was very impressed with how hard these guys worked to minimize bycatch or damage to the seabed in any way, and to make sure those things were taken care of, and how hard they worked to make sure that the product was really fresh and good and packaged up for customers. And so we hope you enjoyed that experience as well. So if you have a chance, make sure and check out Icy Fresh Seafood's Facebook page. And if you're in Bellingham, definitely go to the Winners Farmer Market and buy some shrimp. Maybe it'll be some that I boxed or sorted or something, but probably not. But what the heck. But anyway, check out Icy Fresh Seafoods. I think it's just remarkable that they are doing this very start to finish all in-house aboard the boat. All right, we got to give a really special shout out to Bill and Ken. Bill is the owner of Martina. You saw him in the video working hard. It's just the two of them working, Ken and Bill. And frankly, they let us tag along as crew, but we weren't really crew. We were just in the way for 2 solid days. And so that was really nice of them to do that and explain what they're doing. Ken, the helper on board, is actually an author who writes novels, and I think that's just fascinating. He's got 4 books out so far. So it's K. Hoover. Raven by Blood is his most recent book of his 4 novels out. These are all novels. Rosie just finished reading this one, set right here in Southeast Alaska in this area. And so Ken does these type of experiences, like helping out and doing this shrimping thing, as experience, so he can incorporate them into his novels. And I think that's just fascinating, and it's been really cool to boat around and read the book and then go, well, that's what he's talking about in the book. So anyway, just a sidelight, but a real special thank you to Bill and Ken on Martina. Till next time, wishing you no wind and flat seas. Bye, everybody.